Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia. Something that I wanted to talk about today that I always have to keep in my mind is I have to tell myself that, for some people it may come fast, but for you it may come slow. And just because it doesn't come in your time period or the time that you want it to come doesn't mean it's not coming. Just because you're a late bloomer doesn't mean that just because you're a late bloomer, you will still bloom. And sometimes for some people, they can get that it comes quick, but for you, it may be taking a while because there's a foundation that you're trying to build, and he's trying to make you into a person that you're going to sustain and you're going to be able to manage and maintain the blessings and what comes your way. And people who often start later in life or just start or accomplish their goals, their dreams, everything that they wanted in life, those blessings, you know, they often want it more than the people who started early or who received their gratification sooner. But like I said, just because it's late, just because it's not on your time stamp and you feel like it's never gonna come, it's gonna come. You just have to be patient. And just because you're a late bloomer, that doesn't mean that you still will not bloom. And even when you do bloom, you may bloom even better than the people who bloomed earlier or than the people who got it earlier, because now you have the foundation, you can sustain it, you can manage it, you can maintain it. And I have to keep telling myself late bloomers often achieve success. They often have a stronger foundation of personal growth, stronger fulfillment, stronger purpose, because, they're patient. They have the faith, they have the hope. They are willing to wait on the timelines they're just willing to wait on their own timelines rather than adhering to what society wants them to do, those age-based expectations that society puts on people and that people will in turn put on you, that you have to get stuff done before a certain time period or a certain age. But, sometimes those late bloomers, they are more focused on their own timeline, not what the society wants them to be or what other people want them to be. And there's more fulfillment when they're going based off their own time, and also when they're waiting for their time, when their time is right, not trying to rush something or, haste makes waste, becoming presumptuous and it doesn't work out because you didn't take your time, because you didn't wait for when your time came. And I don't know, late bloomers also prove that it's never too late to thrive. It's never too late to chase after your dreams. It's never too late to receive your blessings, your goals, your dreams, aspirations. And like I said, because it takes a while, sometimes it takes a while, those blessings take a while because it's long lasting. It's going to last you decades in into your life. It's not just going to be a 5 year kind of or a 1 year kind of thing. And then it's longevity. It's not instant gratification. And I just feel like because you're patient, because you take your time, because you are a late bloomer, because you do not, haste make waste, you rush, you demonstrate that life is a marathon. Life is not a race. Life is something meaningful. Life is purposeful. Life is about fulfillment and achievement, your blessings, your purpose, your fulfillment, just anything, the positive things that are going to happen to you in life, they can happen to you at any age. There is no age limit for things to be happening. And like I said, people will put these standards on you that all this stuff has to happen before a certain age. That may not be the plan that may not be what he has planned for you. It may happen at a later date than a lot of people are the expectation, and that's okay. Maybe during that it's happening later because, like I said, those blessings are going to be long lasting. It's going to last you longer than someone who maybe got it quicker and weren't able to handle it and manage it. But, rather than being behind, based by society's expectations, the late bloomers are behind. Late bloomers are just people who have that, have that strong foundation, very good at managing. They have the strong foundation to manage the blessings, to manage the fulfillment, the purpose. They're in that preparation phase. They have the extra time to build a strong foundation of who they are, what they want, their purpose, them being able to manage the success, the blessings, and just have a longer lasting, more meaningful, more purposeful, more fulfilled bloom because it took longer. And also, just because someone receives it faster or before you do, be happy for people. I don't understand that why people can't be happy for people because they get stuff before them. Why are you upset because you didn't get it first? Be happy for people who get it before you do. Someone said, when people receive their blessings, people around you, that's a good thing because that means that success is in the neighborhood. That means your blessings are close. That means your blessings are in the vicinity and the proximity. They're you're next in line. Just be happy for those who get what they want because they have been working towards it just like you have. Whether they were have done it longer than you or have, less time than you have. And it's their time. When they receive their blessings, it's their time. But when you receive your blessings, it's going to be right on time and it's going to be perfect. It's going to be right in alignment with your fulfillment, with your purpose, with management. Can you manage the success? Can you manage the blessings? The strong foundation? It's going to be right on time. It's going to be right on time. And just because it's late, just because you're a late bloomer, that doesn't mean that you're not going to bloom. And late bloomers still bloom, and sometimes they bloom when they finally do bloom. They bloom even better. It's. I think about trees. I think about nature. Sometimes trees can take hundreds of years, or plants take hundreds of years to bloom, and then when it blooms, it's the most beautiful, unique, just most beautiful plant because of how long it took to bloom. And it may not, just how long it took for it to get to that point when stuff comes into fruition and it's right on time. And just always thinking about that. Just because it takes a long time, that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. And when it does happen, it's going to be right on time. You're not going to have no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to be like, well, this was the perfect moment. This was absolutely perfect. But that was just something that I wanted to talk about today. Um, yeah, I just hope everyone has a fantastic day today. It's kind of where well, never mind. Hope everyone has a fantastic day today, and I'll see you guys next time.